All right. Well, welcome everyone. And thank you for joining the Answer Company's hosted session on solving the top 5 QuickBooks limitations for growing companies. So just by way of introductions, my name is Sean Ostheimer. I'm the founder of the Answer Company. And I've been working in the ERP and accounting space now for almost 30 years. And I'm joined today by Luis de Souza. Luis is our pre-sales consultant. So Luis is really our solution expert. Welcome, Luis.
Sean, welcome. Thanks.
So Luis knows all things Sage Intacct, and as we progress, Luis is going to be driving through some of the Sage Intacct functionality, just to give you kind of a high-level overview of some of those things that we're going to be talking about today, and the benefits that we see with Sage Intacct. So just by way of introduction and the agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the typical things that we as a solution partner see when we're talking to companies, and some of the pain points that they have with their current QuickBooks, and some of the things that might motivate them to consider alternative solutions. Then we're going to look at Sage Intacct. How does it solve for some of those typical things that we see? We're going to do a bit of a demo. We're going to talk about some of our existing customers who have moved from QuickBooks to Sage Intacct and some of the benefits that they get. Wrap up with a little bit of a discussion about who the Answer Company is, so you just to get to know us a little bit better, and then we'll have some question and answers from anything that you put in the chat window. So what have we seen is sort of some of that top 5 limitations, and let's take a quick look. A recent TechValid study of QuickBooks users who switched to Sage Intacct uncovered this list of challenges that most organizations commonly refer to as some of their struggles and some of their justification for moving to a new system. Over-reliance on spreadsheets, excessive manual data entry, limited access to reports, difficulty in adapting to the changing business needs of that growing and scale organization, and ultimately inadequate controls around financial processes that become a bit of a concern to the finance lead or the CFO of an organization. So the biggest one that we really see is that over-reliance on spreadsheets to support the financial processes. Excel is a really powerful and great tool, but it does come with some limitations. And I'm sure many on this session, this should sound familiar, where organizations naturally and very gradually typically develop these sophisticated accounting requirements, such as things like revenue recognition or consolidations. And if QuickBooks is the foundation, and we know that it typically doesn't support these things, we develop these workarounds because it doesn't have that built-in functionality. So, and often these workarounds are supported by exporting data, export data out to a spreadsheet, or we're setting up dummy accounts in the accounting system, where we're performing, different types of journal entries in order to kind of make do because the core functionality doesn't support these things. But these workarounds lead to errors. They lead to a lack of control, and obviously they always take additional time and effort in order to accomplish. Many companies will also see, as a result of these spreadsheets, additional manual data entry. The idea of having to enter data in multiple different data sources. Most companies don't try to integrate QuickBooks to other key business systems. It doesn't naturally happen that easily. The system doesn't necessarily easily support those things. So we become reliant on things like CSV dump.